Hi everyone, Katie Murray. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's healthy, happy, and not frantic. I'm sure that everyone right now is busy shopping, whether out and about or online, however you're all doing it. But I would like you all to maybe not try to get yourself into credit card debt. I find it crazy how so many people will buy so many gifts that are just not necessary. So, why don't we just stop, pause, and really think about these gifts that you're buying? Are they necessary? We go back to that wants versus needs. And I know a lot of people think, but I have kids, so I have to get this stuff. But you really don't. A lot of times, you have kids and they'll watch the commercials on TV and they'll see things on a computer and all these flyers and they keep running up to you and saying, I want this and add this on the list. But are you really truly going to buy them every single item on that list? Because all you're doing is setting them up for down the road, thinking that every single thing they ask for in life they're going to receive. And we all know that that just doesn't happen, right? I mean, do you as an adult, do you always get everything that you want? At what point is it that your child is going to learn and understand that they don't always get everything that they want, right? So it's okay that they see that. So don't take it to heart. Don't feel bad. Don't think like, oh no, I'm a bad guy now. Like, they'll understand. You're doing the best you can. You're giving them a roof over their head and you're giving them food in their belly. And I know it sounds ridiculous I'm saying that, but it's the truth. If you get yourself into credit card debt, I mean, think about it. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, I've seen people lose their homes, and that's huge. I mean, it's scary. I mean, I've seen people, electricity shut off. I mean, it's horrible. So stop feeling as if you're not being a good parent, because you are, okay? And you're showing them certain valuable lessons that they can take with them for the rest of their life. I mean, I think about different things that my parents taught me when I was a kid that I think about even now. I mean, honestly, so it's okay. Don't feel guilty. I mean, the same thing too. Like, some of these gifts, my gosh, I mean, it's way different than when I was a kid. I mean, some of these presents, I mean, it's just whoa. I mean, like one gift could probably be the amount of the mounds of gifts I had underneath like the tree when I was a kid. So it's terrible. Now here, this is something too that you need to stop and remember. I mean, you have a village now. I mean, you have you buying for your child, and you have two sets of grandparents, right? I mean, I'm sure there's aunts and there's uncles. I mean, so you can always get a hold of them and say, look, I have a list. And, if you want to help out or buy something that, Tommy or Susie had said they wanted. I mean, you could do something like that. You could get a hold of your child and say, look, there's 20 items on this list. Can you put from 1 to 20, one being what you feel is like top on that list? That way you have an idea, if that helps. And also, too, don't forget, like you should explain to your child, you have your birthday and next Christmas if you don't always get this. And don't forget something, okay? When your child starts opening up all those presents, right? And they're like so amped up and excited, it's like they always end up concentrating on only like 10% of all of those presents. And even the best intended child, it's like the focus will still always be only on like 10%. Even when they're like, I'm going to play with everything. I'll get to that stuff over in the corner. I'll get to it. And then springtime comes and that stuff still never got looked at, still never got played with. So just remember that. So you killed yourself for stuff that never even got played with. You know what I mean? So it's okay. It truly is. If you're not able to get to every single thing on that list. So that's what I mean. Really stop and think to yourself, is it necessary? You know what I mean? So maybe focus on 5% of all that stuff, and then throw in some little doodah stuff that's not that expensive. That'll be like the fluff fillers. You know what I mean? To make it look like, ooh, big under the tree. Do you know what I mean? So everyone knows kind of like what I mean by that, right? You know, you get, okay? But just don't kill yourself this Christmas. And as far as you and like people in your life, you might want to start asking everyone, do you guys want to exchange this year? Because sometimes people get to a point in their life where it's like they're just coming up with items to buy. You know what I mean? Like me, I can't think of anything I want or I need. It's like if you can't just like that think of something, then why are you telling people? Like, oh, slippers. You know what I mean? I could use, well, a robe, I guess. Or, yeah, oven mitts. I mean, it's like if you're just naming stuff, just to name stuff, it's ridiculous. And you're wasting that other person's time and their money. And you don't know if that person that's buying for you, if they have the funds. You think about you and how you're buying stuff, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I could have taken that money I just spent on that person, on my child, or I could have spent that towards my bills, right? But what about them? You don't know their situation. You know, people are very private. You know what I mean? So stop and think about that. You know, like I said, with me, like, and my husband, I'm at a point where I don't need any more jewelry. Ugh. I mean, I love it? I absolutely love jewelry. But I mean, I forgot even to put earrings on today. Like half the time I forget to put jewelry on. So it's like, why? Why am I going to tell him like, ooh, buy me doodahs? Why? So then the next day I can say, oh, my husband bought me. You know what I mean? So just for bragging rights? Honestly, Christmas is a day, period. Remember that. It's over like that. You know, the day after Christmas, the sales are like 75%. Honestly, it's silly. So be the present for people in your life. You know, spend time with them. You know what I mean? Like get together and go for, you know, a nice walk somewhere and look at the Christmas lights and take in the smells and watch a Christmas movie together. Honestly, like do something fun like that. Go out to eat with them or make a meal with your friend. You know what I mean? And bake some cookies. But if you can't think of something like off the top, like, you know, oh, like I really need a sweater. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, how many sweaters do you need? Honestly, do something memorable where you'll have a memory where you can close your eyes and go, gosh, yep. And I remember when I, you know, had that great day with so-and-so. That's a better gift than just shoving some material object in a box. But like I said, hey, you honestly, like me, like actually, I do need slippers this year. So, you know, like it's silly because people are say you tell your husband you need slippers, but I do. I honestly need a robe and slippers this year. So that it would be like the one thing. And my husband is like, you really go to the store and get yourself a robe and slippers then. Why would you wait to ask me? Because that's how we are. Though if I need something, I would just go and get it. But because Christmas is literally 2 weeks away, I'm like, all right, I'll just ask him to get me that. But it's ridiculous because now I know I'm going to open up a box and I know there'll be 2 boxes. Here's a robe and here's slippers, you know. But you get my drift though, right? It's like if you don't need something, don't ask for it. All right. Well, anyway, I hope this helped a little. I just don't want to see anyone get into financial debt. It's just so ridiculous. I tried to be a little silly about it. You know what I mean? But it's just, I think back to like, there's just certain people that they would do it just for like bragging rights. Like, oh, and I got, this necklace or these earrings and just to be able to brag. It's just so stupid. It really would be stupid. You know what I mean? And then they'd be crying because their credit card bills came in. And it's like, if you cannot pay for it, don't do it, people, All right. Well, anyway, Have a great day. I will see you all next Wednesday. And until then, what are we going to do? We're going to spread lots of seeds of joy and happiness all around. Bye-bye.